going, guys? Welcome back to another awesome video, and today's TV show review is going to be of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. So Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur follows our titular character, as her name is Lunella Lafayette. She discovers this interdimensional portal, meets Devil Dinosaur, they become partners in crime, and they fight off bad guys to make it plain, short, and simple. So this was requested to me by Brandon Williams to do for March Marvel Madness, and I got this in time for March Marvel Madness. And I want to say that I'm very much surprised by how popular this character is, because originally, for any of you that don't know, there was a Moon Boy before Moon Girl, and I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel writers and Marvel Comics made Moon Girl, both the comic series and this TV show, to basically resonate with a different generation or introduce a different generation of fans to this character to make her more relatable, since she is African American and a young middle school girl, and a lot of young girls I feel can relate to this, and a lot of African American girls and a lot of people can just relate to this character. And I'm just surprised by how popular she has become, to the point where she's got her own freaking character meet and greet at Disneyland. And even though I guarantee that cast member is probably in their late teens, maybe early 20s, maybe late 20s, yet she's playing a middle school girl, something like that. Anyways, whatever the case is, the costume does look great, but I am very surprised by how popular she has become, that she's actually even at Avengers Campus, which is awesome. And also, this show, I'm pretty sure was I don't know if it was directed, but I will say it is produced by Lawrence Fishburne, which is kind of cool, since Lawrence Fishburne has kind of delved into a little of that comic book area, the comic book genre. So nice for him to kind of, like, I guess, produce this and help kind of get the show going. And honestly, the best way and the quick way to really get my thoughts about how I feel about this show is to sum it up this way, is I literally feel the same reaction, the same opinion, and the same thoughts I feel about this show the same way I did with Miss Marvel. I haven't reviewed Miss Marvel yet, but I will basically give you guys a quick sum up of the idea and why I make this comparison. Is that you have a very young, relatable, likable, energetic female protagonist. She has superpowers. You make her relatable. Whether you have a background in culture or not, she's still relatable, still fun, she's still energetic. The atmosphere of New York, with the pretty much like the colors, the energy, the vibes, like the spray paint, the graffiti, all that, I love and I dig. I dig our main lead female protagonist, but there are some villains that are very much forgettable. And there's some other things that I like with this show that I liked with Miss Marvel, and things I didn't like with this show that I didn't like with Miss Marvel. That's the best way I can really quickly sum it up. But I'm going to break it down a little bit more better for you guys. Like I said, Lunella, I think, is a great protagonist. She's very smart. She's smart for her age, and she's very young for her age to be this intelligent. Like, she's definitely the youngest in terms of, like, Marvel geniuses out there, with people like Miles Morales, Kamala Khan, and Peter Parker. So I will give her credit. The voice work, the voice cast, I will say they're doing a really great job. They're doing a good job with the show, and they really do add levity to this. They add energy, and they add emotion to it, of course. So you definitely do relate and do feel, and you feel hooked to Lunella, and her and Devil Dinosaur. They're a cool duo. You care for Lunella when she has her best friend Casey, and I feel there's a little bit more than just friendship between the two, but hey, whatever the case is, whether it's friendship or more than friendship, props to them. And yes, the atmosphere, even though it is New York City, it's very much like the same. It's very used and idolized a lot within the Marvel Universe. It is still a great area, and just I love the colors, I love the energy, I love the people, I love like the things, like the little things like the graffiti, and it brings culture and character to this world, to this show, and its people as well, because I love moments like in both this show and in Miss Marvel, where our main hero is down on their luck, they're getting beat the shit out of, and the people of New York City stand up and help fight and help defend our hero. And it takes me back to that moment in Spider-Man 1, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1, when everyone was like, you mess with Spidey, you mess with New York, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. I love that. I love that they did that in Miss Marvel. I love that they do that here. And I don't mean to keep comparing to Miss Marvel, but that is kind of like a compliment, but at the same time a little bit not insulting, but just kind of a good way to kind of give you guys an idea of my opinion. So the other thing on why I feel the same way that I felt towards Miss Marvel is that the villains are very forgettable. They're very kind of weak. Because I vaguely remember the villains in Miss Marvel. I vaguely remember what their story was, what they were trying to get at. They wanted her bangles, I think, and that was it. With Moon Girl, don't get me wrong, there are some really great episodes and some really, like, standout performances in terms of the villains. Like, you have Lawrence Fishburne be the Beyonder, and I love his Beyonder. I love that it's kind of like got this Ziggy Stardust 80s look to him, and the song that comes with it, which, by the way, this is very much music influenced. There's a lot of musical moments and a lot of songs used in this show, and I think it helps create the energy and creates this atmosphere of this world that Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur have with New York City and everything else along with it. I really dig a lot of the songs that they use and a bit of the original songs. And the Beyonder definitely has a standout song. He has a standout performance, and I think it's great because he just stands out. It's Lawrence Fishburne, and I just love his design. And even someone like the Rat King stands out to me, who not only was it voiced by Daveed Diggs, but he just stands out as a character and as a villain in terms of performance. Everybody else just kind of ranges from like okay to just kind of there, which kind of is unfortunate because you have to have a great hero, you have to have a great villain as well to balance out the two and bounce off the two. And some are just there to just serve their purpose and just basically be a threat and be thwarted by Moon Girl, and some do stand out. One I will say that does kind of stand out, but I am still mixed about, is this villainess known as Aftershock. I like her look, I like her design, I like kind of just how she looks and how animated she is, and the over-the-topness of her, but I feel I'm very surprised that Marvel didn't think to call her Blackout, because there is a Marvel character, well, two Marvel characters called Blackout. One's a vampire and one is exactly the same kind of like copy and paste as Aftershock, like as if Aftershock was a copy and paste of Blackout, like this person that steals energy and causes blackouts and steals electricity, steals technology, steals energy, can basically use that to their advantage and stuff like that. And they even say in the episode she causes a blackout, and there's a whole blackout. I was waiting for her to be called Blackout, which that would be kind of funny to reference a obscure Marvel character like Blackout, but she's called Aftershock. And there's nothing wrong with that, having an original villainess, but I don't know, Blackout just sounds like a better name than Aftershock. That's just my opinion. Nothing against the villainess. That's just my preference. Other than that, it's very energetically animated, and I could see where a lot of people would get involved in the show and would enjoy the show. I'm very much like, I like it, and I hate it at the same time. So I'm like very much in the middle, kind of like a nice balance, I guess, if you will. So I'm going to give Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur at least an 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5 out of 10. However, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, have you guys seen it? What did you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day for every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every week. Share the video with family, friends, all that good stuff and more. Leave any suggestions or comments. You name it. I'll look into it as best as possible. I think this will probably conclude this year's March Marvel Madness. I may or may not have something out for you guys since Friday is the last day for March. Look out for next year, and don't worry, this won't conclude any Marvel content. Any other Marvel content that I look to do, whether it's reviews, top 10s, etc., will continue going forward. Just not in the celebration of March Marvel Madness for this year. Look out for next year, though. However, you guys can always leave your suggestions. We can get back into regular stuff, and stay tuned for April, because I got a lot of stuff scheduled for April for this month, or for next month. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.